What's up, guys? The Gypsy. Back at it again. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a fight review for Ruiz versus Ortiz. A lot of motherfuckers, a lot of people, excuse my French, thought this fight as a nothing fight. Like, not, well, because, I don't know, for some, either they're racially motivated, or because they always bring about the age of Ortiz as being he's maybe 100 years old or whatever, all this ridiculous shit, It's true, he is old, he's chinny now. I mean, Charles Martin proved it to you last fight. He's got all kinds of issues. There's an old man. I mean, when I look at him, I think he's probably in his 60s. That's what he looks like, not 50s, but he is probably 50. Probably close to 50. I mean, look at Tyson Fury. Does he look like a 30-year-old to you? I don't know. Doesn't look like a 30-year-old to me, bro. It's the mileages that these boxers put on themselves that make them even older than they actually look like, you know what I mean? But it's factual with Cuban fighters. The age is a thing to be looked at, because they look like they're fucking 40 or fucking, I don't know, but they're claiming to be 30 or something, and I know that's the same situation with Mr. Ortiz. But before this fight, I didn't make a prediction of this fight, but what I was thinking of what was going to happen in this fight, stylistically, is an Ortiz fight. I looked at it as Ortiz had the better style to match up with Ruiz. But the age factor was the reason why I chose Ruiz to win this fight. And I thought it was going to be a knockout. I thought Ruiz would have knocked him out simply because what happened was I figured that Ruiz would have walked in and maybe initially he would have been dropped, similar to what happened against AJ. He would have dropped with, coming in with something. He's a counterpuncher himself, but he would have probably got dropped with some, I don't know, maybe a right hook from Ortiz, followed with a combination. While he comes in with a jab or comes in with a straight right hand. I think more of a straight right hand from, because, Southpaw Killer is a straight right hand, right? Since Ortiz is a southpaw. But what happened was Ortiz, man, it's hot over here in LA right now where I'm at. Anyways, with Ortiz, what happened was Ortiz caught him a few times the first round, and Ruiz realized that he should be a little more cautious. And Ruiz, I'm not saying he did a good job, not really. He did it. He did enough to win. That's what Ruiz did. He did enough to win. He caught him, and the old man, his chin is no longer available. And he got hit and he got dropped. But I'm assuming if the Ortiz that fought Wilder fought Ruiz, he would have beaten him. And the age is a huge factor for Ortiz, but he still did good. He's kind of like a Chisora in a way, but I think Chisora has a little more chin on him than Ortiz does nowadays. But honestly, if he didn't get dropped, maybe at least one less, let's just say, because he got dropped three times, but the third time was more of a push, and his legs wasn't there. It was more of a push. I wouldn't consider it a knockdown, one of the three knockdowns. Yeah, so I would say, he would have probably won if he didn't get dropped. Maybe if you eliminate one of the drops, he probably would have won. I haven't really scored a fight. If I scored it, I would be more specific and tell you exactly if it was one knockdown difference or if he shouldn't have been dropped at all whatsoever. because I think Ruiz at least won a couple other rounds besides the knockdown rounds. Uh, so I can't really speak on that, but it was a close fight. Even just looking at it, not even a scoring thing, it was a close fight because Ortiz came. Ortiz's style is a bad matchup for Ruiz, and Ruiz has no answer for southpaws. But he did for not knowing what to do, he did the right shit, Ruiz. Let's say it like that. But I think if he pushed the pace on Ortiz, he would have got him out. If he came in there just gun-ho, and I'm not saying completely gun-ho, intelligently moving in there, he would have taken out Ortiz. I don't know why he didn't, because he was... I actually do know why he didn't, because he was afraid of the counter, and Ortiz hits harder than Ruiz. I mean, even though Ruiz has a lot of weight on him and everything, it doesn't matter. And yes, the weight helped him out to be less chinny, unlike when he was with Chris Arreola. And some people like to claim that he should lose weight. No, bro, if this guy loses weight, his chin gets to pay the price. I wouldn't be suggesting him to lose weight to fight against people like Ortiz or anyone of the matter on the top level. Yeah, so, but Ruiz came in a little more, I see a little more muscle definition on him, like on the shoulders and stuff, not the stomach area, but the chest and stomach. He has been working out. He has been putting in the time and the effort, and you can also see it in his punches, that some of these punches that he threw, bro, were lightning fast. But the ones that he dropped, Ortiz, they were pretty fucking fast. They were on point, and they were pretty well timed and everything. Yeah, so it was a pretty entertaining fight. Even though, some motherfuckers would shit on it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I didn't really shit on this fight. I enjoyed this fight, even though he was fighting an old man. This was, honestly, to be realistic, this was more entertaining than watching Povetkin get his ass beat the fuck up by Dylan White. Let's be real. You know what I mean? An old man Ortiz is probably... turns out old man Ortiz is better than fucking old man Povetkin. I'm not saying young man Povetkin is better than... Ortiz is better than young man Povetkin. That one's a different story. But honestly, to be truthful, I probably would favor Ortiz in the Povetkin fight. I mean, Ortiz hasn't fought. The resume that Povetkin has is much better, but they say because he was avoided and everything. I could see a young man Ortiz beating a young Povetkin. But whether he beats people like Klitschko back in the day, I don't know. I don't think so. The jab and holding and everything would have gotten, the power of Klitschko is on AJ's level. So I think he would have taken him out. That's not. But it would have been a difficult fight for Klitschko because Ortiz sets traps and he has power. That's why. And Klitschko's chin ain't the best in the world. Vladimir Klitschko we're talking about here. Not Vitaly. Vitaly would have whitewashed him. Not Vitaly. Anyways. So, yeah, I expected a knockout from Ruiz, but I was also hoping for Ortiz to... my feeling... I like betting. I like going with the underdog. I wouldn't say betting for the underdog. Depends. Sometimes. Depends on the fight. Yeah. Where I feel like the underdog has definitely a shot. And you can tell by the fucking Vegas odds how ridiculous everything was with this fight. You know what I mean? The odds were completely wrong. Like, I don't know what kind of measurements. That's why I make fun of those fucking odds, bro, because the odds was ridiculous. Ortiz had a legitimate shot in winning this, which, that's how I felt like too. I thought like maybe it's a possibility that Ortiz can catch him, but the old age was the factor. You know what I mean? The old age factor. That's why it was kind of hard for me to make a prediction on this fight. In the same time, even though I was favoring Ruiz, but I was like, maybe Ortiz can catch him because, yeah, and he could have. And based on your response of Ruiz, we found out at the end of the day, that he was wary of getting hit from Ortiz. Ortiz ain't no joke, bro. You know what I mean? And Wilder apparently made Ortiz a joke, honestly. Even though the first fight was whatever, the second fight clarified the fact that he was definitely better than fucking Ortiz. Yes, he got hit and all that. He would have weathered the storm, bro. Those guys, oh, he got saved by the fucking ref. And then, no, he would have weathered the storm. That was just the promoters and everybody behind Wilder trying to protect their investment. That's all that was at the end of the day. Yeah, so Wilder would have still fucking taken him out, even if, the ref didn't protect it. Wilder at the time. Wilder has too much of a chin, too much durability. We saw that with the Fury fight. That's what I thought initially, until I saw the Fury fights. All three of them made it apparent. The first one you can't really say much, but the second and third you can tell who Wilder is. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah. So Ruiz found a home for his right hand all the time against. Excuse me, not all the time. He found it where it counted. His right hand on Ortiz's face, and he got the 3 knockdowns, and that pretty much saved his ass from losing this fight. But I feel like if he pushed the pace enough, the old man would have broken. Even though the 12th round, he came back, man. The 12th round was all Ortiz, man. I don't know. I was like, where was this Ortiz at from the beginning, man? If he started like that, he probably would have definitively probably even finished Ruiz off. You know what I mean? That was pretty impressive. I would like to see, to be honest with you, after seeing that 12th round, I would like to see a rematch between these dudes. I don't want to say I favor Ortiz, just like because of the age, man. Just because he did in the 12th. But that's the 12th round, bro. You got to give it to him. That was the 12th round. So maybe you can favor Ortiz in a rematch. Well, it's ridiculous, but you can probably favor him because the old man, bro, that's the problem. That's why I can't fucking, this is not a young man. That's why I can't really make a prediction off this fights, man. These are like a pick 'em. I picked fucking Dillian White to knock out Povetkin the first time, and I also picked him the second time. What happened? Povetkin got a lucky shot. That was a lucky shot, though. This, on the other hand, Ruiz's chin is pretty fucking good, man. But I think if Ortiz comes with a good game plan and avoids getting hit with the right hands that Ruiz is throwing, he probably can pull it off, honestly. Just be realistic. He can't pull it off. But it's a pick 'em. You don't know. Anything could happen because he's old and he's chinny and he can get hit with one shot. And that's all he's going to get only older after this fight, so... Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's a toughie. To say that Ortiz can pull it off, even though he did so good in the 12th round and even the 11th and the 10th. I think I forgot the rounds exactly because I got other shit to do, man. But I know he had majority of the fucking rounds. Honestly, he had the later rounds for sure. It's what round did he get dropped on? The second, was it? The second. He got dropped in the second, and he got dropped in the 5th, I think. That's what it was, yeah. Anyways, pretty good job by Ruiz anyway, even though he was stylistically, in a bad situation, and the power was always there with Ortiz that could change everything in a split second. Good job by Ruiz, and I would like to see Ruiz fight Wilder now, which I favor Wilder, even though we don't know how good Wilder is now. We have to see him against Helenius. If he knocks him out, he's the same Wilder that we had before. But if he doesn't, and he shows kinks in his armor and everything, he's not the same. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I favor Wilder over Helenius, but I want to see how he fights. Is he the same or he's different? But I feel like he would be the same. He's got that warrior mentality. Anyways, if everything is the same with Wilder, I favor Wilder over Ruiz. But the problem with this fight is if Ruiz gets knocked out and finished off by Wilder, I don't think AJ will ever attempt to fight Wilder. He's thinking about fighting him now, but later on, after he sees that fight with Ruiz, he's never gonna fight. If he sees a fight between Ruiz and Wilder knocks him out, he ain't gonna fight him. I can almost guarantee you that. Almost, because I don't know how AJ's mind is working right now, because he's in desperate zone. He just lost twice against Usyk, and if he gets a title shot with Fury, and he loses that, he's not gonna want to fight, because he is gonna lose against Fury, that's for sure. Whether he came off a W against Usyk or came off the way he did with an L, he's still gonna lose against Fury. And the fight between Fury and Usyk, I favor Fury by a long shot, by a landslide, not a long shot. And the reasons being, I made a video before, but it was copyright. I had a copyright claim, so I couldn't really, because I put the whole, almost not the whole fight of Cunningham and parts of Usyk versus AJ, the second fight. It was not worthy of too much. I had to do too much cropping, pretty much. So, and the video was going to be trash if I cropped all those parts out, explaining why Fury would bulldoze him and make him tired, or he can jab him, because Usyk does have stamina issues, and that's not because Usyk is poor in stamina. It's because Usyk is a smaller man fighting against bigger men, and if he gets hit in the body, he's not going to take it as well as these guys are going to be taking it. If you ever boxed before, you would know when you're a smaller man going up in weight and fighting bigger men, and you get hit by bigger men, it drains you, it hurts you a lot more. And that's what Tyson Fury knows about Usyk. And we all saw that in the second fight. Not the first fight. The first fight didn't show anything because he destroyed AJ. The second fight, you see his legs were moving the way he was supposed to be moving, everything. And AJ, man, if AJ had it in him, he could have won that fight. I think I probably favor AJ in the third fight, if they ever had a third. It's probably never going to happen between Usyk and him, but if it does, I'd probably favor AJ. If he's learned and mentally, because his balls dropped, like I said in my last video, he finally has balls dropped, but is it enough? Should have found out. You know what I mean? So, anyways, what does this cop want from me? Anywho, so yeah, he just fucking flashed his lights on me and took off. What a weirdo. Anyways, so yeah, Fury would either do that, get him to the body, like he got Cunningham. If you watch the fight at the end where he catches him on the body, that's where it was smooth sailing for him at that point. For Cunningham, it was done. He was done. And then he got him with that illegal shot. But even if that illegal shot wasn't there, he was still taking out Cunningham. Cunningham was no longer available after that body shot. But with Usyk, he's going to deliver a lot more body shots. It's not like Cunningham. Cunningham is not that mentally strong as Usyk is. And don't mention Otto Wallin. Otto Wallin lost a lot of rounds. It's not like Cunningham. Cunningham actually had more success winning rounds over fucking, even though he got knocked out, he had more success over Tyson Fury than Cunningham, than Otto Wallin did. Cunningham did. Cunningham had more success than Otto Wallin did. But that's different Tyson Fury. And I gotta also mention something. Sometimes fighters have off nights. And I think with Tyson Fury, Cunningham, he had an off night. With Otto Wallin, he did not have an off night. The toughest fights Tyson Fury's ever had in his entire career have been McDermott, most notable ones, I just say, not just when he's up and coming, and Cunningham, honestly, and Wilder. Toughest being Wilder, the third fight. So I feel like if AJ takes the fight between Fury, That'd be entertaining, as just to take him out, just to show people how that he is better than AJ, and then it'd be entertaining because AJ's better now. Um, I would like to see that, unlike before. Win or lose, I would have loved to see it. You know what I mean? For AJ, that is. He lost or won against Usyk, doesn't matter. To me. So yeah, and another thing that Fury can do against Usyk is Usyk likes to bounce back and forth like like Pacquiao does. He does the back and forth motion, and he doesn't do it as fluently as Bivol does, as energy efficient as Bivol does. He just does it just to probe and feint while he throws his jab up and down. And then he instinctively figures out throwing angles based on how the opponent reacts. Then he starts throwing combinations. That movement that he does, being a southpaw, he can easily be timed by Tyson Fury's jab. Tyson Fury has a fast jab. Whether he's southpaw or whether he's better orthodox, but southpaw, he can also do it as well. So, man, all the advantages are for Tyson Fury at the end of the day. And if he beats Tyson, if Tyson beats Usyk, I'm gonna tell you why. Not now. I'm gonna tell you why later on, after next year maybe, why he's better than Muhammad Ali. I never said. I'm gonna tell you guys one thing. I never mentioned ever any fighter that's better than Muhammad Ali. Better than if Muhammad Ali is, he's the present fighters that are better than Muhammad Ali. I've never once said that in my videos, but this is the guy that you can easily say he's better than Muhammad Ali for the heavyweight division. That is, you can't compare the weight divisions, man. Heavyweight's different, man. You got guys that are 250 fighting, or guys that are 220. You got 250 fighting 300, close to 300. You can't compare heavyweight to other divisions. Heavyweight is its own thing, and it's actually more respected, honestly, in some certain circumstances. Honestly, that's why it's probably more respected, because there's not much, emphasis on the weight itself. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm gonna tell you why Muhammad Ali is not as good as Tyson Fury. Once he beats AJ and once he beats Usyk, then I'll make that video. If he doesn't, then I won't make that video. You know what I mean? If he loses, then, then no. But if he does, because this is a fight game, we don't know. Even though I definitively believe that Usyk is going to lose and AJ definitely 100% is going to lose, both of them, both by knockout, I may add, it still needs to happen. It doesn't matter whether I believe it or not. Another thing about him, $500 million deal, all that shit, that's all him trying to, he knows the money's there, and he's trying to sell himself high so he can get the most buck for the fight with Usyk, or even AJ, I may add. And he's doing the AJ fight to stay busy, or even the Chisora fight, just to stay busy. I don't know why he picked Chisora, though. That's boring. I guess it's like a friendly thing to give him a chance. But he's doing it to stay busy because he knows that Usyk ain't gonna fight. I said my last video, the fight's gonna take place in February, not this year, between him and Usyk, but he wants it December. Usyk needs to time some recover, bro, and this is the typical thing with fighters, man. They need time to recover, especially having the toughest fight of his professional career, Usyk, that is. Even though Tyson Fury likes to claim it's a sparring match, and I agree, for him it's a sparring match. For Tyson Fury, it is a sparring match, because that was a sparring match for him, even though it was not for the AJ and Usyk. But for him, I agree. Tyson Fury agrees. For Tyson Fury, it is a sparring match. Realistically, bro. Look at his fights with Wilder, Look, yeah, I mean, you'll find out if it is a sparring match or not after that. The third fight's particularly. It took a lot off both men. That's why I don't blame him for saying retirement, because it took a lot out of him. But he came back, and so did Wilder, because they needed time to recover from that war. The third fight, that is. Anyways, yeah. That's all I gotta say. And hopefully after this, I might talk about another weight division besides the heavyweight division. Yeah. This is the Gypsy. It's been nice talking to y'all. I'm out.